Hello, audience of young curiosity. Everyone talks about the economic war between the United States and China, but what no one is explaining is how Mexico has become the silent winner, emerging as the next global manufacturing superpower. This is not a coincidence. It is the result of a master plan that has been developing for decades, and today the country is about to completely rewrite the rules of the global economy. This shift is moving billions of dollars, thousands of factories, and transforming entire industries. Join us in this video because by the end you will understand why Mexico is not just a competitor, but the new leader in the Western Hemisphere, and what challenges it must overcome to secure that future. Before we continue, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to Young Curiosity, and leave us a comment. Do you think Mexico has already surpassed China in the race for manufacturing? Mexico's story as a manufacturing powerhouse is not a passing trend. Its roots run deep into the past. It all began with the signing of the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, in 1994, now known as USMCA. This agreement not only eliminated tariff barriers but also irreversibly integrated Mexico with the economies of the United States and Canada. This pact laid the foundation for Mexico to become a production hub for the North American market, particularly in high-value industries such as automotive and aerospace. For example, in 2024, of the nearly 4 million vehicles produced in Mexico, more than 80% were exported, primarily to the United States. This demonstrates that Mexico's industrial infrastructure has been well-oiled for a long time. But what has happened recently is an unprecedented acceleration, a true turning point that is reshaping the global landscape. For years, global companies pursued offshore manufacturing, moving production to distant places like China to cut costs. However, the COVID-19 pandemic exposed the vulnerabilities of these long and complex supply chains. Factory shutdowns, port delays, and shortages of basic goods created massive chaos. At the same time, growing geopolitical tensions between the United States and China made companies realize that relying on a single region was a high-risk strategy. These global events forced a change in corporate thinking. The new buzzword is nearshoring. Nearshoring is the strategy of bringing production closer to consumer markets. And in this game, Mexico has an unbeatable advantage: geography. With a border of nearly 3,200 kilometers with the United States, Mexico has become the logical choice for companies that want a shorter, faster, and safer supply chain. Proximity not only significantly reduces shipping costs and time, but also facilitates supply chain management, communication, and quality control. Think about this. The transit time for goods from China to the United States is measured in weeks, while from Mexico, it is measured in days. This difference is crucial for reducing inventory costs and improving responsiveness to market demand. The numbers speak for themselves and to show the strength of this trend. While foreign direct investment, FDI, in Brazil dropped to a 4-year low in 2024, Mexico attracted a record of more than $36 billion, surpassing its regional rival and other emerging powers in the race for global capital. This massive flow of investment comes directly from companies relocating their operations, building new factories, distribution centers, and industrial parks across the country. The USMCA, in this context, acts as an insurance policy for investors. It provides a stable and predictable regulatory environment with guaranteed tariff-free access to the U.S. market. This makes Mexico an unbeatable export platform for companies that want to sell their products in North America. In addition, Mexico offers a young, skilled workforce with competitive labor costs. Unlike China, where wages have risen considerably, wages in Mexico remain very attractive for manufacturing operations, making it even more appealing. This combination of geography, trade agreements, and human capital is the perfect recipe for manufacturing success. Industrial clusters in Mexico are booming, attracting investments from all over the world. The Bajío region in central Mexico is now a hub for the automotive and aerospace industries, with global companies like Toyota, Honda, and General Motors investing billions in expanding their plants. The state of Nuevo León in the north has become a high-tech center for electric vehicle and electronics production, with companies like Tesla and semiconductor firms investing heavily. This specialization and cluster development not only attract more investment but also foster innovation and strengthen local supply chains, creating a virtuous cycle of growth. Demographics also play a crucial role. Mexico has a young and growing population, with an average age of 29, in stark contrast to China, which faces rapid population aging and a shrinking workforce. This demographic bonus not only ensures a steady supply of workers, but also creates a growing domestic consumer market. The rise of Mexico's middle class and its increasing purchasing power make it an attractive market in its own right, an additional advantage for companies that decide to invest in the country. Despite the undeniable boom, Mexico's path to becoming a global power is not without significant challenges. To fully capitalize on this historic opportunity, the country must address several key issues. The first challenge is infrastructure. The massive influx of new factories and investments is putting enormous pressure on the existing infrastructure. Electricity and water supply, roads, ports, and railways are at their limits. Many industrial parks in the northern border region are at full capacity, and the demand for new industrial space is skyrocketing. The government and private sector must invest heavily in modernizing this infrastructure to support the explosive growth ahead. The second major challenge is security. High levels of crime and the influence of organized crime in certain regions of the country can deter foreign investors and create an atmosphere of uncertainty. While many manufacturing centers are relatively safe, the perception of insecurity is a concern that must be effectively addressed to attract the full scope of investment promised by nearshoring. The third challenge is inequality. While investment is creating new jobs, a significant portion of the population still lives in poverty, and economic opportunities are not evenly distributed across the country. The gap between industrialized states in the north and center and poorer states in the south could widen, creating social tensions. Mexico needs policies that ensure the benefits of this growth are shared more equitably, investing in education and training so workers from all regions can participate in the new economy. Mexico's transformation into the manufacturing powerhouse of the Americas is no accident. It is the result of a long-term strategy of trade integration, an unmatched geographic advantage, and the ability to capitalize on a global trend. Despite internal challenges, the country has positioned itself as the preferred partner of the United States and a magnet for global investment. The map of manufacturing is being redrawn, and in 2025, Mexico is not just a player, it is the leader of the game in the Western Hemisphere. This shift has massive implications for jobs, technology, and the future of the Americas. For workers, it means increased demand for specialized skills and greater income potential. For companies, it means a more resilient supply chain, less dependent on distant regions. For the region as a whole, it means deeper economic integration and the possibility of Latin America becoming a driver of global growth. Ultimately, the rise of this new titan is a powerful testament to the idea that in a constantly changing world, a country's greatest strength can be its ability to adapt to a new economic reality. It is the story of a silent giant finally awakening, and the world is taking notice. Don't forget to tell us in the comments what you think of this incredible transformation. Will Mexico be able to overcome all its challenges and establish itself as a true global superpower?